Guys, Big Mom Mulger here. Got a quick review of the Strike-X GT case from Aerocool. Before anybody says it says G7, you're right, it says G7. Aerocool can't spell. They think a 7 is a T. But let's move past that. Let's have a close look at the case. Okay, first off, for the price, this is a very, very nice case. I've got a few niggles about it. We'll go through them in a minute. But generally, it's a pretty nice case. We've got feet that are adjustable. So they come folded away like that. So they're nice and neat. But we can swing them out to give us better stability. We'll leave them in for now. We've got room for 7 12cm fans altogether, 2 on the front, 2 on the side, 2 on the top, 1 on the back. It comes with 2, it comes with 1 on the back, 1 on the front, all the rest I've added since then. The first niggle I've got about this case is the fan mountings. Now the fan mountings, if you look closely at them, you see they're rubber. Now they're anti-vibration mountings. Now they're good once it's mounted, it's secure. The problem with them, if I get a really close view, you'll see with the one on the right, the screw is almost pulled all the way through. Now the problem is it's quite difficult to tell at what point you've tightened them up enough. There's no resistance once the screw is fully tightened. Most people will be in the habit of tightening the screw up to pull the fan in against the case. You can't do that with these. You have to press the fan against the mesh and then tighten it up till it's at the right point. If you try and tighten the screw up so that it will pull the fan in, you'll just end up pulling the screw all the way through the rubber and it'll drop out the other side. Small niggle. I mean, if you know about it, it's not a problem. If you don't know about it, it's a real pain in the backside, because I put a screw through it the first time I was building it with this case. As you'd expect with any gaming case, comes with thumb screws. Although, again, one of the issues I've got with this case is the bottom one was ridiculously tight to get out and felt like it was cross-threaded. Again, it's a bit of a minor issue, but it's just something that lets the case down a little bit. I would hope that's not common from Aerocool. One thing you'll notice about the case is we've got 2 pre-drilled holes for water cooling, if you're going to be using that. I'm not. I'm using this PC is going to have an integrated water cooling kit from Corsair, and that was all mounted internally anyway. But it's just nice to bear in mind for the future. Take the case side off. We've got rubber grommets all the way around the edge of the motherboard so we can route the cables underneath. That's a nice touch. Makes it easy to keep all your cables tidy. Pull this out of the way. Right, one thing that I do really like about this case, which might be difficult to see on the camera, is it comes with screw holes at the bottom of the case for a hard drive. So you can mount a hard drive directly to the bottom of the case. Now that makes it pretty good in terms of keeping things tidy. You can mount a hard drive out the way, so we get plenty of space left along here. We've got plenty of room for other things. The irritating bit is there's got 2 holes there. The other 2 holes are underneath the foot. So you have to take the front of the case off and unscrew the feet from inside to be able to put that in. It would have been a nice touch if we got a little bit of space here to do it without taking the feet off, but it's a minor point. If I really wanted to be lazy, I could have just put it in a normal hard drive bay. The other niggle I've got about this case is it comes with a load of quick release levers for the hard drives. They don't work. They work okay on optical drives, and in the manual it calls them optical disc locks. I think that's right. But basically in the manual it suggests that they're only for the optical drives, and if you look, there's a little bit of play, but not a lot. If you try and use them on a hard drive, there's a huge amount of play. If you can see that, just get. You see how much that moves? Not good if you're trying to prevent vibration. It does actually say in the manual for this case to mount the hard disk bays with screws, which seems a bit silly considering it comes with the quick release things. So maybe it's something they realised was a problem later and they decided to solve it just by adding screws. One really nice feature of it is where you would normally find all the hard drive bays, there's just empty space. There's nothing there at all. What it comes with is these. Now you can screw these in place where you would normally get the brackets for a hard drive, and they have countersunk holes on each corner for you to screw a 12cm fan directly to the back of it to keep your hard drives cool. But if you don't need them, you've just got plenty of space to allow cooling from the front fans, which is brilliant. Okay, let's have a quick look at the front of the case. Coming with the case, you know, styling wise, you know, I love this case. It's very aggressive styling, probably a bit love or hate for most people. I really like it, but again, your personal preference. Got nice chunky on button. A couple of people have commented in some reviews before, the reset button on this case is a little bit big. Personally, I don't find that to be an issue. Can't see why you'd be leaning down and accidentally pressing the reset button even if it is a bit big. But again, I don't really see the logic in making that big. Almost everybody else makes a tiny reset button that's actually quite hard to press by accident. As you'd expect, got microphone and headphone sockets at the front. We've got 3 USB 2 ports and we've got a USB 3 port. Now one thing I do really like about this, which is going to be pretty much impossible, I might be able to show you it. The cable for the USB 3, very neat cable, but on the end of it is a USB 2 plug. So we can actually plug this in as a USB 2. So if you don't have USB 2 on your motherboard, if you don't have USB 3 on the motherboard, you can plug USB 2 in and it will just be another USB 2 port. That's going to be a pain to get back in now. As you can see, I've got quite a large graphics card in here. The graphics card I've got in is an EVGA GeForce GTX 780, and I can clearly get my hand between the area for the hard drive bays and the graphics card. It's a long card, so you know, it just shows this case is a big case. Like I say, I've got a lot of little niggles about it. They're nothing major, they're all little things. Oh, one last thing that I nearly forgot. If you want to take the front of the case, the top of the case off, there's 2 little clips which you take out and then you just pull. You should be able to see down here, if we turn the flash on, they're hook shaped and they should go in little holes on the top. Now when this case first arrived, this was slightly loose, and what had happened is they'd not got it quite in the hole and they'd crushed those against the top of the case and bent them out of shape a little. Nearly snapped them off, but thankfully they've not snapped off completely and they will just click back into place. So no big deal there. Say again, it's irritating for something to be wrong with it, but this case has a lot of great features at such a low price point. I can be very forgiving about things going wrong as long as there's nothing major. There is nothing major. It's a fantastic case, plenty of room, plenty of cooling. All in all, you know, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, maybe 8. Value for money is definitely 10 out of 10. This case was about £50. Usually pay at least £10 more to get an equivalent case with similar features. Probably even more than that, closer to £100 even. But you're going to pay at least £10 more to get something comparable to this. So value for money wise, brilliant. just a little bit of pot luck whether you get one with a few small issues. But I say none of them are critical issues. They're all small, so I can be forgiving about it. Okay, that's it. Please like, subscribe. There'll be more gaming hardware like this coming up soon. Please check out my other videos, and I'll see you all soon.